Hi everyone, I hope you're having a really great day. Welcome to today's autumn vlog. We're going to put Dante out in a minute after he's had some breakfast and get him back in a little later, give him a nice groom and take him for a hack. And then we're going to try him with the clippers again, actually do some clipping today. We're also going to do some long reining with DiNozzo, so stay watching for that. I hope you really enjoy watching this video today. If you do, please hit that like and subscribe button in YouTube. Here you can see I'm just getting Dante ready to go to the field. Some horses really object to having anything done with them while they're eating. Dante is really okay about it, but please bear that in mind.
Mr. Larry, fairy, quite contrary.
It's a chilly October morning, but it does come out quite sunny later and the flies are still about, so Dante's wearing his combination fly rug.
He's so impatient, especially if I've not ridden him first. We're going to ride you later, buddy. We might even try and get some clipping done today. So to turn him out, I'm going to take him out into the field into a little bit of space and turn him away from me, so if he gallops off bucking, I don't get kicked. Some horses can gallop off being really silly, kicking and bucking their heels up. You don't want to get kicked. So it's always best to put yourself in a situation that they've got to turn around before they can run off. That 180 turn has already put a horse's distance between you, and you've left yourself plenty of space to back away if necessary. He's had a little canter across the field. Normally he likes to wait for a little bit of fuss, but this morning he wants to go and see his friends. And I always make him wait and be patient before I let him go, because we don't want to teach horses that as soon as they're in the field, off they go, and they give you a rope burn because they don't wait for you to take the head collar off. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Go and eat some grass. Hey, good boy. Come on in. Good girl. It's cold today. It's really sunny, but it's quite cold. I'm going to have to warm up. Just mucking out. Hey, Lynch. Today's a bit colder, so I'm going to do what's called quartering the horse. He's got a day rug on, and I'm going to fold that back, still covering his bottom and his loins, backside. Now, having finished the front end, we can fold the rug back forward. Make sure the fillet string's not over the tail. And we can come up now and just keep it over his shoulders while we do the back end. And then slide the rug back into place. Good boy. Good boy. When you're doing the girth up, aim to be really gentle. Just do one hold at a time on each side and keep going up in small increments. Don't grab the thing and just wrench it up really hard. Which is going to go nice and gentle, and always be aware that some horses do try and bite you when you're doing this. But some I'd consider that a problem. It might indicate a bit of pain. Some I think are just cheeky. So nice and gently, so I'm not suddenly alarming him or hurting him, and he doesn't learn to be funny about the girth being done up. We want these nice and high. If you have a think about the horse's mouth, good boy. Underneath here, the bars, where the bit sits, if you pull down pressure, onto those. It's very sensitive and you can damage the bone. Underneath the bone is quite a sharp, sort of triangular pyramid type surface, and you can damage that. So I prefer the contact from the side reins to be more lifting the corners of his mouth, suspending the bit in the corners of his mouth. And just while they're not in use, to stop them hanging down, clip them up. There. Now I put them above the girth guard to stop them sliding down. In an ideal world, this girth would go up a bit higher to keep them higher. But yeah, he's got rather a large tummy. Good boy. I'll go and do the other one. So we always lunge or long rein with boots on. With the young horse, I start with some very simple two-strap brushing boots. Until they get used to the noise of the Velcro and also you putting things on their legs, it can be a bit fraught with some. And he's all right now, I can put polo wraps on him, boots, whatever, but it's all good.
I'm giving DiNozzo a little lunge first, without the side reins to begin with, and then with the side reins. As we're going long reining, we don't have to have side reins on, but I've chosen to do so today just to give him a consistent contact to work into. Getting your knitting sorted is probably the hardest part about long reining. I always reel my lunge line up and I just pop it over the saddle on one side, having clipped it through the stirrup to the bit as we're going to the bit today. And then I've done the same on the opposite side. As you can see, I rub the long line over his bottom before bringing it over and behind him. My whole purpose in long reining is to give the horse a mouth. By this I mean he learns how to turn and stop from communication to the bit. I first teach this off of a cavesson so that I don't ruin his delicate mouth. And once he understands long reining well, I transfer the long reins to the bit and teach him with delicate aids to turn and stop this way. Once the horse has learnt this on the long reins, it's so much easier for him to understand when he's being ridden. And he's got the complication of rebalancing under a rider and understanding about having somebody on his back. It will be easier to teach him to be ridden off the seat later as well, because he will be able to listen to much lighter aids from the hand and relate that to what you're doing with your seat. Once I'm finished, I quietly walk back towards the horse, reeling in my long reins as I go. I always keep a hold of the horse's head with one while I'm unclipping another one, and any excess can be placed over the saddle until I'm ready to take it and reel it back up.
Well done, DiNozzo. Good job. He's molting at the moment, he's losing his summer coat and growing his autumn winter coat. So he gets all the loose hair up and the dirt and the dust and the grease. And as you can see, he also enjoys it. We're now just going to flick off all the loose hair. I've got one soft long bristle brush and one slightly firmer. Neither are too hard that I wouldn't use them on his face, but softer on his face the better. So if we just flick all of that off. I did drop that in the bucket a minute ago. That was silly, wasn't it? It'll be streaky now. Good boy. Any mud on the legs? I use a slightly firmer one to get the mud off. Make sure you do behind the elbows where the girth goes. Body brush and a curry comb. I'm using a plastic curry comb. You can use a metal one for this. It's not to use on the horse. Well, this I can use on the horse, but the metal one does the same job, but you wouldn't use it on the horse. If you take a firm, smooth stroke in the line of the horse's hair and then brush it across the curry comb to collect the dust out of it. Hang on to it. You see there, I just tapped the curry comb out by the wall or the floor. You don't want to muck up your paintwork. So yeah, start at the bottom. And we'll work our way up. Hold on to the tail so you don't pull any out. Now you can wet it over now if you wanted to. It just stops the base of the mane getting really greasy and dusty and horrible. And also the weight of the water can just train the mane to lie nice and flat. A soft brush for the face. not quite so vigorous as the body. So one clean sponge for his eyes. One for the noddy. Be gentle, because they've got little ducts up their noddies. You don't want to be too rough. And then one to sponge under his knob. Just give it a little wipe. Let's pick his feet out into a pot. Oh, we're going to tack him up and go for a hack. That's really cheeky. I'm going to get ready. Good boy. Yeah, it's great. Thanks.
Let's set off on our hack with the lovely Dante then. Going to enjoy a really nice hack in the sunshine this evening, this afternoon. I'm glad you're joining me. Dante, I don't know if you know already, but he can be quite spooky. He's 6 years old now, and I have only started hacking him this year. I've done a lot of groundwork with him, and I've taken him out in hand a lot, and then initially introduced hacking usually after he'd had, say, maybe 5 days in the school already on the trot, and then it would be his 6th day of work, so he wasn't fresh. And I would get him in from the field and ride him off the field, never ever from being stabled overnight. I would sometimes ride him in the school first as well, just to make sure he was settled before setting off. And there you can see, this is a minor spook, I suppose.
Fluffy owls, Dante.
And that's our family-friendly expletive you're hearing there, fluffy owls. And you'll notice that I stayed relaxed. I didn't get panicky or alarmed, because he would then get worse by feeding off my nervousness. It's important that you remain calm and positive and confident, even if you don't feel it. So we've got another spook there.
Get off the leg.
And you'll heard me say there, get off the leg. Now this is one top tip I would give you. Make sure with all your work and all your schooling that you train your horse to be in front of your leg. Because one of the things about a horse that is spooky is you really need to know that if you touch with the leg, it's more of an instant reaction when he moves forward rather than a conscious thought. He's a very good boy here, and he's going through this gap. This can be challenging for a spooky horse to go through what he considers to be an enclosed space. We're into a big open field now, and we've got a river to the left and then a line of trees, woodland all around. And I tend to ride slightly away from the perimeter, so that if there are any sudden rustling in the bushes or deers leaping out, he's got a little bit more warning, or I've got a little bit more warning to get those heels down and sit tight, but stay supple. If you tighten up too much, again, you're communicating to that horse that you are scared. Now the horse doesn't think you're scared of him, he thinks you're scared of the lion that's about to jump out after said deer has already done so. There we go, we're coming back to home now. Hope you enjoyed coming out for a hack with us today, and you've picked up a few tips to help you. Join us again on another one soon. In an earlier vlog, we showed Dante the clippers for the first time, and we held them over my hand and then just onto his body without actually clipping him, and he was really good about that. As you can see, he is absolutely fine about being clipped. This is the first time I've done him. It's just the second time he's ever heard the clippers or had them anywhere near him. And he has been fantastic. He actually probably enjoyed it, knowing Dante. We're going to be doing a dedicated clipping video in 2 parts, because we're covering a lot of different types of clips. So do check on my channel for those. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and if you've enjoyed watching this video today, remember please to hit that like and subscribe button, and check back soon for any new video uploads. I'll leave you now to watch a bit of the evening routine when I go back out to check on the yard and make sure that all the horses are okay, give them a top up of haylage, and of course have some nighttime cuddles.